Gluttony isn't just the overindulgence in food, but the world around us. I used to think that me eating more than 3 meals a day was a problem because I'd like to bulk and I'd like to gain more weight and work out. And then I started to realize I was focused on the wrong issue. Although overeating can be a problem, what about spending so much time in other things? During quarantine, which was around 4 years ago, I spent so much time playing Fortnite. I spent around 8 hours a day playing Fortnite, which was super unhealthy. And I was so unaware of the issue that I was wasting my life away playing video games. And I could sit here and argue with myself and say that the memories can make up for it, but it can't. As the clock ticks by, I realized I wasted so many days and months and even years playing video games such as Fortnite and rotting in my room. Then when TikTok came, I started to receive traction on TikTok as well, and so I became obsessed with that. I would doom scroll for hours and hours and hours and make as many TikToks as possible. Sometimes I look back and I appreciate the moments, but it doesn't overshadow the amount of times I'd fall asleep with my phone glued to my face. I became so in love with social media. Instead of going out and spending time with my family, I'd sit in my room scrolling on social media, overindulging on my phone. It reached a point where, while reading my Bible, all I could think about were TikTok trends and the next YouTube videos I'd watch. When quarantine was finally over, me and my friends hung out a decent amount, and all we did was just chill and scroll on TikTok. We'd go to each other's houses, greet each other, order food, and just sit on our phones and scroll on social media all day for hours and hours. And looking back at it, we can say how much we enjoyed the company of each other, but we wasted so much time. Instead of hooping, getting to know each other, doing things that we could look back on, we just sat there, wasting our time by scrolling and scrolling. We didn't have any kind of conversations or productivity. We'd simply just overindulge in the media around us, and it became habitual. It became habitual to the point where we'd spend hours and hours and hours staring at a screen. I realized that I was rotting, that the time I spent scrolling was time that could have been used to appreciate the life God has given me. And I say this so much because you never know when today's your last day. We don't have a chance of waking up tomorrow. And so if we sit there and waste our entire lives in vain, then what's the point of God letting us live? What's the point of quote unquote enjoying our life if we're not living it to the fullest? Earlier in the video, I spoke about food being a small issue, but when I finally got into college, it became an issue as well. I know we spoke about gluttony being the overindulgence in materialism, but let's focus on the food aspect. I used to eat Chipotle all the time, and I wasted so much money. I'd eat to the point where I'd start forcing myself to finish the food. It would get to a point where I didn't want to eat, but if I didn't eat it, then I would have been wasting my money. So I'd just stuff my face with food. I didn't mind spending money on food. When it came to spending money, $30 on Chipotle, it was fine. But when it came to spending $30 on myself or helping someone in need, then it became a problem. I realized that I had a huge issue of gluttony and I wanted to fix it. I had to realize that my overindulgent nature was a sign of my pride. I was wasting my valuable time with God, my money, time with my friends, overeating, all because I was so prideful in myself to believe I was too good for other people and that I didn't need to help other people. I chose to consume beyond my limit, and that left me with nothing but waste, not just physically, but mentally. And so whenever I look back, all I can think about is how much time and money I've wasted.